Bogus Dave's First Crime Spree, Book 2, an illustrated true story of humorous teen mayhem by David Champney. Bogus Dave's First Crime Spree, Book 2 by David Champney. Crude, inconsistent illustrations and coloring hand-drawn by David Champney. Copyright 2026 by David Champney. All rights reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, mechanical, photocopying, recording, or otherwise without prior written permission of the author. Warning: do not attempt to recreate or reenact any of the activity in this book. It could result in injury or death. It could also result in serious consequences from law enforcement agencies and/or officials. This book is meant for entertainment only. Many times that summer, Bogus Dave and his pals would be just hanging out, bored. That's when the trouble would usually begin. One such night started with Frank hanging out in Dave's backyard. Then Ron says, "No way, dude. I ain't in the mood. You're on your own." Dave was telling a story about Ron to Frank. "Ha, that sounds just like Ron," Frank said. They were talking about cars when Dave remembered that there was a muscle car in a garage down the street. "It's just down the street, 2 garages, no house," Dave explained, pointing. "Really? Let's go check it out," Frank agreed. Dave and Frank snuck through the field next to the teachers' credit union so they could approach the garage in the dark where no one would see them. "Dude, that's an old 1971 Chevelle." "Cool. We need to try to get in there," Dave said. Since they were in the middle of the neighborhood, they could not break a window. Otherwise, someone might hear it and call the police. "There's got to be a quiet way to get in here," Dave said. "Maybe we could pry open the door," Frank suggested. Dave climbed the tree next to the garage and jumped to the roof. He was going to break the light so it would be dark in front of the garage. "Anything moving?" Dave asked. "It's okay. No one's around. Do it," Frank told him. The light was so hot, it stung Dave's hand when he grabbed it and yanked. Crunch! The light broke off. "Ow!" As Dave threw the light to the ground. "Hey, you almost hit me!" Frank snarled. Now the garage was in complete darkness. Dave and Frank just had to figure out how to get inside without making too much noise. "If it was windy out, we could get away with all kinds of noise," Frank said, frustrated. "What if we had a heavy-duty piece of metal?" Dave suggested. There was a bunch of metal pieces piled up behind the garage. Unfortunately, nothing was strong enough to help them get inside. "I'll bet the keys are in it too. We really need a crowbar," Frank grumbled. "Yeah, it's getting late. Let's try again some other night," Dave suggested. Some of the time that summer, they would hang out at Dave's house on the nights his mom was working down at the SA gas station by the high school. "Hey, you got any soda around here?" Ron growled. "Nope. My mom doesn't really buy soda. We got Kool-Aid, though," Dave offered. I don't want Kool-Aid. I want some soda, Ron snapped. Larry said. Why don't we just go steal some from the Lion's Mart? Dave suggested. And how are we going to do that, Einstein? Ron snarked at him. Easy. They got cases of soda stacked outside. You two go inside, distract the clerk. I'll climb out and snag some soda, Dave told him. You think it'll be that easy? Ron said, doubting. Yeah. Ask the clerk for something that'll make him go in the back and check. Then I'll snag some. Dave was getting annoyed. Bogus Dave and the guys drove over to the Lion's Mart gas station and got ready to snag some free soda. Now remember, ask for something they're out of when he goes in the back. I'll jump out and, yeah, we got it, Ron said, interrupting. Ron and Larry went inside the gas station and acted like they were looking for something to snack on. Hey, you're out of sour cream and onion chips. You got any more in the back? Ron cut him off. Give me a second, I'll check, the store clerk told him. As soon as the clerk went in the back room, Bogus Dave climbed out the car window and started grabbing cases of soda. Ron and Larry came out and got back in the car. They headed back to Dave's house with the soda. You only got 5 cases, Larry whined. There was a car coming. I didn't want to get caught, Dave explained. Well, I'm just glad we got some soda now, Ron said happily. Since summer started, Dave and his pals were causing trouble a few nights each week. They were hanging at Ron's house listening to Dave tell them about a possible burglary they could do. So his dad has a barn outside a show pier. All kinds of tools inside, Dave was explaining. Nice, Ron said. When's he going to be gone? Frank asked. Friday and Saturday. He'll be back on Sunday. But I got to work both nights, Dave said. Us 3 could do it while you're working, Larry suggested. Yeah, no problem, Frank agreed. He has a trailer home up on the hill. I guess he's got a .357 revolver in the desk. I want that gun, Dave told the guys. You're nuts, Ron laughed. What the heck are you going to do with the .357? Larry asked him. Whoa, slow down there, Frank laughed at Dave. I just want to shoot something. A car? Or a propane tank? Oh, maybe shoot a cow, Dave laughed. You're a psycho, Ron and Larry said at the same time, laughing. Frank just chuckled at the thought. So, Saturday night, while Dave was washing dishes at the Plantation Motor Inn, Ron and the guys drove out to the country just past the town of Chaupier. Dude, that barn is huge, Frank pointed. I'm going to go up the road a bit, turn around, and cut off my lights, so we can pull up in the dark. No one will see us, Ron told him. They parked in the dark behind the barn. Frank snuck around to the front door and pried off the padlock with a crowbar. Then everyone quietly creeped inside. Don't point the flashlights towards the windows in case somebody drives by, Ron told both of them. Cool, Frank said. All right, Larry agreed. They snooped around and looked for good stuff to steal. Dude, A Craftsman air compressor! This is going in my garage, Ron said excitedly. I found a cutoff saw, Frank showed him. I found a spool of wire, Larry said from the other end of the barn. After they finished going through the barn, they piled up all the loot by the big sliding door. Now what? Ron asked him. Let's go up the hill and get into the trailer home, Frank said, pointing. Cool, Larry agreed. Just as they approached the trailer home, a dog started growling from under the porch. Everyone turned and ran back down the hill. Screw that, I ain't getting bit, Frank laughed as he was running. Dude, that dog scared the hell out of me, Ron chuckled. Hey, wait for me, Larry, of course, lagged behind. After they caught their breath from running so hard, they put all the stuff they stole from the barn into Ron's car and headed back to Beloit. Dave's going to be mad we didn't get the 357, Larry chuckled. Yeah? Well, he can go back and deal with the angry dog, Ron snarled. When they got back to Beloit, they went to the Plantation Motor Inn to see Dave and tell him what had happened and what they stole from the barn. There was a dog under the trail growling. We weren't trying to get bit, Ron explained to Dave. What? You could have got a stick, chased him off, Dave said, disappointed. However, they had a surprise for Bogus Dave. We felt bad about not getting the 357, so we snagged this for you. Huh? Ron said. You like it? Frank said as Larry held the chainsaw. Chainsaw? Sweet! I never had one of those, Dave said happily, temporarily forgetting about the 357.